Are you a piano player who gets bored out of your mind practicing your scales in this traditional way? That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's definitely not exciting, right? It doesn't make you want to rush to your piano or keyboard to start to practice your scales. But in this video, I'm going to show you very easy, quick ways that I show my students of how to transform a quote unquote boring scale into something like this. Now, that may have even sounded like I wasn't playing a scale. It kind of sounded like a real song, right? But I was playing a scale, and that's the key, to take a scale and do it in a way that is not just learning notes, but you are practicing it in a 1-minute drill that I'm going to show you and break down for you. And within 1 minute, you are ingraining into your mind critical thinking about scales and key signatures, hand-eye coordination, oral skills, what you're hearing, visual skills, what you're seeing, improv, how to have creativity while playing scales, doing all of that within a 1-minute drill that enhances and deepens your education of the scale while simultaneously having fun. It makes you feel like you're playing music, and that is the goal. We're going to turn scales into songs, and I love showing people how to do it. So let's dive into it. Let me introduce myself if you don't know me. My name is Matt Hodge. For the last 15 years, I've been a music professor and a professional piano player, and I've worked with hundreds of students, and I love helping people of all skill levels and all ages unlock their piano potential, what I call your piano personality, your love and joy for piano, and how to learn piano in ways that are engaging and exciting. Yes, piano is educational, but educational doesn't have to mean boring. I love when studying piano with me is the best part of my students' day, because I love making them laugh, letting them have joy, letting them feel like they're making music, all while learning important educational piano fundamentals. So here's the cool part too. Everything I'm going to show you in this video, you can do without reading sheet music. So let's dive into it. Now, the very first thing you have to know is, how do you find a major scale? There are two ways that you can learn major scales. One is reading it from sheet music, which is totally fine. Another way is learning major scales through what we call steps. It's a formula that if you can just memorize, and it's really easy to memorize, you can go to the piano and instantly find any major scale. Here's how it works. When you put your finger on any key on the piano, so I'm just going to put it here on C. When we deal with steps on a piano, we have two different types of steps. We have a half step and a whole step. If I say a half step, that means you're going to go to the very next note. So if I start on C and I say go up a half step, that means you're going to go up to the very next note, whatever it is, a black or a white key. So if I were on E, if I was on E and I said go up a half step, I'm going to go from E to F because it's the very next note. A whole step means two half steps, right? Just like two halves make a whole, which means if I say, put your finger on a note, I start on C and go up a whole step, you're going to go up two notes. So there's a note in the middle. So if I go back to E, a whole step would be this note because you're counting two. So there's a note in between. Now here is the secret pattern to any major scale. Every single major scale has this pattern. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. All you have to memorize is 2 W's and an H and 3 W's and an H. And the way I even help students remember it is if you look at the piano, the way black keys are divided into groups of 2s and 3s. That's the way the W is for a major scale. So you start with the 2, so whole, whole, half, and then 3 W's, whole, 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 half. So let's see how that works. I'm going to put my finger here on C. So I'm going to pretend like I don't know a C major scale. Well, I start on C. I'm going to go up a whole, another whole, then a half, then a whole, then another whole, and another whole, and then a half. And when I do that, that gives me C major scale. So this works starting on any key. So let's start here. I'm on F sharp. I do the same thing. I'm gonna go up a whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. And that gives me F sharp major scale. So without even reading sheet music, you can put your finger on any note and play the major scale. Now this is going to give you the 8 notes of that scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? Now, once you have found a major scale, so just pick one. So I'm going to pick G major. Okay? So if I were to start on G, and I do the whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half, I'm going to get these notes. All right, so that's my G major scale. Now I know the notes, we're going to jump to something here with chords for a minute. And this is where it gets fun. When you want to feel like you're playing a song, it's going to feel like you're playing a melody and chords with it. And we're going to turn a scale into chords and melodies. So it's going to feel really cool. Now, chords. I'm going to show you the 4 chords that so many, I'm not going to say every, but almost every pop song and rock song uses. Just the 4 most popular chords. So if you name a song you love, there's a good chance these 4 chords are in there. Now, what are the 4 chords? When we know a scale has 8 notes, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is just 1 and 8 are the same note because you just end on the note you started on. Knowing chords, the 4 chords we're going to find are what chords are built on 4 different numbers. The first number is the 1. So when we build a chord and we do like every other note, which is how we build a chord, well, a 1 chord, a chord built on the first note of any major scale, is a major. So if I am doing G major scale, then I'm going to have G major chord. My next chord I'm going to do is a 4 chord. So my 4th note is on C, and a 4 chord is also major in every major scale. So a C major. So the next one, I'm going to actually do it down here on my left hand. So I had G major, I had C major. The other one we're going to do is a chord built on the 5th note. So in G major scale, the 5th note is D. 5, the 5th chord of any major scale, is also major. But so far we've had 3 major chords. We've had G major, C major, D major. And the last one we're going to add is the chord built on the 6th note. Now in a major scale, the 6th chord is always minor. So if I have the major 1, the major 5, the major 4, the minor 6, those are always going to be my chords. So no matter what scale you're on, the 1, 4, 5, and 6, the 1's always going to be major, the 4 is always going to be major, the 5 is always going to be major, and the 6 is always going to be minor. So my chords, if I am in G major, my 4 chords are G major, and I'm going to do it in this order. G major, D major, E minor, C major. That is a really, really popular, very famous, what we call chord progression. The 1, the 5, the 6, the 4. So the major 1 chord, the major 5 chord, the minor 6 chord, the major 4 chord. Okay, that's going to be our 4 chords. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to give it some rhythm. So each chord you're going to play 3 times, but you're not going to do it like this. You're going to go. So if you can feel, if we're going to count in 4, which a lot of music is, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you can hear it, my first chord is right on the beat on 1, but the second one is after 2. 1, 2. All right, so it's not 1, 2, it's 1, 2. And then 3, 4, and then, sorry, 1, 2. And then the third one is on 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So you just are going to feel that groove, that innate groove. Okay, and you're going to do that for all 4 chords. then you repeat it. Okay, and you'll just keep the chords in what we call root position, which is doing it the way the 3 notes are organized. In other videos, I talk about how you can kind of rearrange chords and do interesting things with it, but for this scale drill, we're just going to do basic root position because it's about synchronizing it with what we're going to turn the scale melody into. Now, we have our harmony, we have our chords. With the scale, once we know our notes, all right, we are going to do different things. We're going to do 6 different things that are going to layer, and it's going to instantly, by the time you're done with it, that scale is going to be in your brain. So first, you're only going to start with the first 5 notes. And you're just going to go up and down. All right, and you're going to do that up and down, up and down. Yeah, so once you can do each hand separately, right, we have our chords and rhythm going. Then try to do that where it's just up and down the first 5 notes. Yeah? Now, once you've done that, the first 5, now you only have a few more notes to finish the scale. So now you're going to do the whole scale. But you're going to keep looping it. So once you get to the top, you just jump back down immediately and keep doing it over and over. All right, and you can start off slow if it's tricky for you, right? When you're first learning it, you can go slow. And then you want to build up to. Now again, you're going to add the chords with it. All right, so we've had 5, just the first 5 notes. And we've had then going all the way up. All right, now, after we've done the first 5, then the whole scale going up, now you're going to do the opposite. You're going to do the whole scale going down. All right, usually people find it trickier to go down than up, so it's okay if it takes some time to practice it. But eventually, then you're going to work up to the same chord drill, but now you're going down. Then, once we've had first 5, the whole scale going up, the whole scale going down, next is going up and down, okay? So, you're going to do that over the chords. Then, next is the opposite of that. You're going to go down and then up, like a roller coaster. Whoops, sorry. Yeah, so our first 5 steps have been ingraining the notes of a scale into our brain. First, just the first 5 notes, and then the whole scale up, and then the whole scale down, and then up and down, and then down and up. Now the last one is the fun part. Once you have done that, and those notes are just, these are the notes of the scale, and it is so in your mind. Now, you're going to keep doing the chords, but now you're going to improv. You're going to create melodies, which is how most melodies are formed. Yes, melodies of songs can go out of a scale, out of the key signature, but the majority of it is going to be in the key. So this is now where you're going to keep that same rhythm, where in your left hand, you've been doing the right? And in your right hand, you've been doing eighth notes. So keep that going, but now instead of doing notes in order, up or down, just make it up. Just play wherever your finger goes, as long as you're playing notes in the scale. But now your fingers are gonna know what notes you're playing with. So then you just start to improvise. There's no wrong way to do it, right? I even hit like a weird clunker note in there, but there's no wrong way to do it. As long as you are sticking to the notes in the scale, it's gonna sound awesome. And by the end of it, you are gonna feel like you wrote a song. And then you can do this with any key signature, any major scale. So now when you put it all together and you do it up to speed, it literally only takes a minute. So you start with, and I'm gonna demonstrate it for you. Within a minute, you do 5. You go up and down 5, and then up the scale, and then down the scale, and then up and down, and then down and up, and then you make it up. All right? And the whole time you're just looping your chords. All right? So I'm going to show you. All right? So I'm in G major. Here we go. I'm going to demonstrate the whole thing for you. When you're done, you end back at the 1 chord. That's it. In doing that, you have now ingrained so much of a scale into your brain, but in a fun way. But by doing that, you did critical thinking, you did listening, you did visual, you did hand-eye coordination, you did chord progressions, you did improvisation, you did creativity, you mastered a scale. All of that, and it's fun. Once you get it up to speed, it's fun. It feels like you're jamming on a rock song. And then you just go to a new scale and you try that. Remember, you just put your finger on any key, you do the hold, hold, half, hold, 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 half. You make sure you have the notes of the major scale, and then you have fun. All right, it's always, the 4 chords are always gonna be that major 1 chord, the major, in order, the major 1 chord, the major 5 chord, the minor 6 chord, the major 4 chord. Now, also, I want to point out, I have a couple of free PDFs I created for you all, my YouTube community I'm building. There's links in the video description. One is a 24-page PDF document, totally free, that I call the intro, the ultimate, what do I call it? The ultimate intro guide to piano. Sorry. And I walk you through a bunch of stuff with scales and chords. So if you need help understanding what chords are in the scale, did I get the notes correctly of what's in a major scale, that's all in there to help you if you need it. So download that, and then I also have a document, another free one, where I show you my 10 tips of how to create your piano personality, how to start to unlock that. So go to the video, go to the links in the video description below, click on those, they're absolutely free. And if you got value out of this, please do all the fun YouTube stuff, like the video, subscribe, and let me know in the comments, did this work for you? And let me know in the comments, what is your relationship to scales? Has it been a love-hate relationship? Did you learn traditionally? Do you find scales boring? Do you love playing scales? I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments, okay? So download my free PDFs in the links below. Let me know in the comments all about scales, and let me know in the comments what topics you'd like me to cover in a future video. Every week I'm creating multiple piano music videos for YouTube to help you discover your love and joy for piano. That's what I'm here for. It's what I love to do. It's my favorite part of my job. So let me know what you would like me to cover, all right? Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. Click on one of the videos on the screen to keep this piano party going with me, where I talk more about piano music, and I'll see you over there. And until next time, my friends, keep making music.